Greetings, beings. It's Reverend Jacob Martinez, Crystal Haiku Guy, your father of tribes from artoflove.me, back with your November readings for the Tarot by Tribes series. Happy birthday to all Scorpios that are watching here. Hope it's an awesome year for you. I'm gonna believe it so. This is an M for Mature audiences only channel, so please only be watching it if you are M for Mature audience wherever you're watching it. The messages can be challenging, sometimes specific, sometimes general. It just depends. I'm not in charge of what comes through. I just kind of read it and say it as it comes. And I make 4 videos because I try to capture as much as I can, and I break them down into tribal elements. So basically 4 videos are going to have 3 chapters in each to cover the signs, or as I call them, tribes here. You don't have to watch the beginnings of any of my videos. Sometimes they go long, since while I'm shuffling through 5 different decks, things pop out, and sometimes I get spirit messages. You can just go under any of the videos and click show more and just jump to whatever chapter makes sense to you. Feel free to do that. I recommend seeing your sun, your moon, and your rising. And if you don't know that information, just look online for a free birth chart. A lot of people can give you that information. And you might find, since these are focused to be general readings for a large population of people and hopefully applicable in different ways for others to get a different lens on life, other than what you see in your immediate face. So sometimes it's just going to give you a greater context if you're looking in more places than one. So the sun, the moon, and the rising might give you a better composite view. And just keep in mind, these are for entertainment and for self-analysis. I am definitely making them with the understanding that you're intelligent enough to know how they apply in your world, if they apply in your world, and to whom the genders might apply. I'm going to be interpreting energies from things that I hear from spirit and that I might sense in a number of ways, including looking at art on cards. So it's subjective, and it's not to dogmatize who receives the message. I'm going to leave that with y'all because you're smart enough to do it. So let's take that for granted. Maybe only that. Now, basically, the way I break these down is going to be using the 5 decks, like I mentioned. The challenge style energy, I use Carolyn Mace's archetype cards for that. When we're looking at the physical material realm, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. For the mental sector view, we're going to be using John Holland's Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. For the sometimes romance sector, but often just personal life sector, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Oracle deck, and I seal everything up with practical advice and a prayer from Archangel Michael using Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael deck, and I think that's pretty much going to cover it. So, if anybody's looking for prayer assistance, feel free to hit me up on my blog to artoflove.me. There's a welcome mat that will greet you where you can just send that prayer in, and you don't have to feel alone if you are. That's something that we like to do, is pray for people. And if you are looking for a closer zoom on something in your own world, I would love to do your personal and private readings. So feel free to go to my website, artoflove.me, and just click on services up at the top, and you'll see how to get into my schedule. My code of ethics is there, and actually, if you're interested in seeing testimonial information from others who have worked with me for various different things, from energetic healing work, to shamanic journey, to distance Reiki, to just a personal, private, energetic psychic tarot reading, all of the data is there. So feel free to have a look at that, and I'm going to catch you on the inside of your video. Hope you enjoy. What's up, water tribes? I was just meditating here on all y'all and lighting some smoke in your names and praying to the guides, and I was hearing a song. I'm going to play some of it for you. It's a really lovely song by a French artist named Soko. They were giving me a little bit of a story, and they kept showing me a guide, and I'm being told that's because many of you are, and even if you haven't realized it or have any aspiration to being a guide to others, you kind of are, and it's because of just how you are as a being. Many of you are just super intuitive. You're water signs, right? So, and many of you are practicing mediumship. Many of you are professional mediums. Actually, several of the people that I do readings for do professional mediumship and energetic work too. So that's perhaps why they're showing it to me that way, but they're showing me the guide, and they were showing me a deception. They were actually giving me like the deception card that many of you are familiar with in the Doreen Virtues Romance Angels deck, where it's like the person, you know, with the mask. And then they were showing me like, you know, the time after that is what they're showing. And what I'm hearing is that it has a lot to do with stuff that was kind of like just stirred and like flopped or flipped, or maybe flipped and flopped, over all those retrogrades that we were having and the eclipses. And, you know, a lot of this has to do with you actually being divinely protected and guarded in your life path, and that in some cases that's why relationships have either churned or like been, you know, kind of like cast out in some cases, and that why some people have been in a withdrawn state. And I'm being told for some, and actually for many, that it's been like since August, you know, it's been like, you know, the 8th month to like now. So, you know, I'm recording these on the 24th of October, but they're intended for the month of November. But some of that energy could be present right now at the time that I'm reading this, of course. So, basically they're talking to me about like the time after that and what has happened because of the cleared space being available now. And, they're showing me just some new love stories and apprehensions that some people have about moving forward and starting new. And they were playing a song for me, and it's called I Just Want to Make It New with You. And the artist's name is Soko, and they told me to play some of it for you because it would probably hit for some of y'all. So I'm just going to let you hear it.
Discover me through my songs. Learn my heartbreaks and fears and depression. Hear all the cracks in the lack of talent. And I hope that you don't hate me by then. I hope that you don't hate me by then.
It's kind of a quirky, cool little song, but yeah, you might want to check it out if that story hits for you. I'm just going to go ahead and put the mic down. The guides are saying we're going to go Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I won't pick up unless I have something to say or unless a card like sails out or something. So just going to put it down for now. There's actually a chunk of cards that kind of came out here. It might have been a klutzy shuffle, but this one was the one that was facing. So it says Rescuer, light attributes, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward, Shadow attributes: assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. So that might actually describe situations or people around you, if not yourself. Just keep it in mind. Um, there's actually a few cards here too. This is the one that actually turned though. So, John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, 8, emotional withdrawal, aka the 8 of Cups. I know it's really interesting too. That's actually like they were telling me emotional withdrawal on that first message that was coming through with that song. I just want to make it new with you about like somebody like coming out of emotional withdrawal. So I'm actually being told that for some of y'all this is like what you're, well, I guess this card wants to be seen, so let's just see what they say. Alright, on the bottom, memories of love. Six of Cups. Seven of Wands. Stand your ground. 8, emotional withdrawal. Kind of interesting. These are all, I mean, 2 of these are the same suit. One of them is not, but they actually are in numeric order, 6, 7, 8. And I'm hearing this is about starting new and about having taken the space in a progression to move on from that which no longer serves. And I'm hearing again, in some cases, this is about that deception and about some of y'all just like taking a new direction and in some cases taking an inventory of what came before and just being, you know, mentally aware of what it is, the lessons that you've learned emotionally, and feeling in some cases equipped and prepared to stand up and like take a new step. So congratulations. And yeah, definitely check out that song, Soko. I just want to make it new with you. Might hit for you. Gonna finish shuffling. was kind of getting an image here. It was cracking me up a little bit. I was hearing the words sneaky tippy toes. And they just said to me that some of y'all just need to really trust your own judgment and your own guidance. Even if you don't think that you're like all intuitive or anything, because they're showing me somebody like trying to like sneak away or something, but they're showing it to me like in a really sort of cartoony fashion. It's just like some like Tom and Jerry kind of sketch worthy image where it's just like somebody trying to get away with something, and they're just saying it's like, you know, that there's like a weird situation going on, and they're showing me somebody that's trying to act like they're like really angelic about it, like they're playing sort of dumb, like playing very coy about it. And I'm hearing in some cases it's like not a big deal, it's kind of like a, you know, just like something silly. But in other cases, you know, your guides are saying that it's like a big deal, and that you should really be trusting your gut, because your first instinct, like that gut check that you're getting, is probably damn good. And even if it's like just a hunch and you have a suspicion that there's something going on, you don't have to be accusatory with anybody. But it would be a mistake, is what I'm hearing, to dismiss that. So they're just showing me something stupid. It's like somebody trying to get away with something stupid is what it is. And I'm hearing in some cases it's about a reconciliation, and it's about something dumb that somebody did to like disillusion you in some kind of way, but that it's like, you're going to know if somebody's kicking it to you straight. So if you have like a reconciliation come and somebody's playing dumb with you, is what I'm hearing, just make sure you're trusting like whatever it is that you kind of feel here, like in your tummy, because that's going to tell you the truth, usually. So yeah, hopefully that's applicable to whoever it needed to hear it. We're going to go ahead and jump into the reading. So we're going to do Scorpio, since it's Scorpio season, and then we're going to do Cancer, and we'll wrap them all up on Pisces. So I'm going to take a hit of the tea here. And get started here with you, Scorpio. Happy birthday. It's your solar return. I hope it's going to be an awesome one. I'm going to go ahead and flip these cards for you. All right, Scorpio. This is feeling pretty interesting here. Definitely getting a cool shift of power from what we had gotten just a couple weeks ago. So it's good to have the sun back, isn't it? I know for me personally, it's always very invigorating. And I'm just being told to pop open my book here because you might want to reference whether or not you have any dealings with a Cancerian person, because they've actually been shown really strong with the same energy that you have showing up as your archetype for the first part of the month of November here. And that's a really cool card. It says Avenger. And the light attributes straight off the card. Wow. Just kind of flew out of my hand. Wow, I heard some of y'all are just ready to freaking go. That's awesome. Light attributes. Desire to balance the scales of justice. Righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. Shadow attributes state. Resorting to violence in the name of a cause. And I'm hearing a lot of this just has to do with like following like your inner light, because we got a really potent energy showing up here in the mental sector, Scorpio. That card says truth right there. That person's standing in their truth. It's like a kind of a bizarre place to be standing. Those are like the scales of justice. And I'm hearing in some cases this has to do with, you know, either a Libran or, you know, maybe you have some Libra in your chart too. But this is a major arcana, this card here, the truth card. And so If you were referencing like your more traditional style decks, like a Rider-Waite-Smith style deck, that right there is going to be your Judgment card. So in some cases, this is just about the things that have taken a very long time to come into enough focus where a person is ready to make a very finite direction, because this is kind of like point of no return in a lot of cases, and I'm happy to see how many of y'all are showing up in your own world, because this Knight that's showing up in the physical material realm here, Scorpio, that's your Knight of Pentacles, and that Knight's showing up right. And your guys just want me to remind you that just a couple of weeks ago, this energy was like all reversed. There were a lot of turbulence and changes and things going on. And I'm seeing that thing that had y'all flipped, is now, if this is you, it's like some of y'all have your hand on it. It's like I'm being told that it's like you got a grip on what it is, and that this is, I just keep hearing the word potency. That this has a lot to do with you getting in touch with like your potency, and that's really what's giving a lot of y'all wings right now. So happy freaking birthday. Hope you kick ass with that energy, because I'm hearing it's just going to be great for some of y'all, and that it's really about just having taken, all that stuff that had you feeling like you were trying, like maybe like crisscross paths in your own world, trying to get the pieces to kind of come together so that, things could work. And it's like, this is the time. So, what I want to do? I want to jump into the book on the archetype card, because this is going to be sort of like your challenge style energy for the month, or the first part of the month at least here, Scorpio. And that Avenger card is expanded in detail here in the book somewhat. So again, this is the Carolyn Mace archetype deck. That's what the book looks like. And another quick peek at your card before I bust open the book. You got that Avenger right there. And I'm here for some of y'all, it's the Avenger of Love. Some people were joking about that a couple weeks ago with the Cancerian reading. So you might want to check that out too. You might have a dealing with a Cancerian, but they had the same card just a couple weeks ago. So here's what the book says: Avenger, avenging angel, savior, messiah. And we have 3 bullet points in the tip, Scorpio. First bullet point says, need to balance the scales of justice, sometimes aggressively. The second one says, pursues war criminals or corporations that harm society. And the last one says, Shadow Avenger manifests as resorting to violence from acts of eco-terrorism to bombing abortion clinics. And then the tip they want you to keep in mind is to look for a lifelong pattern of defending or representing causes on behalf of others. And I'm hearing in some cases it's just of self, and in some cases it's for once. Because I'm hearing for somebody that it's actually been like something that's taken them, hey, in some cases that 20 might be years. It could have been like a 20-year process of something where it's like, holy shit, you're just coming up on this like awareness of something, and it's like, a change in direction, and it's passionate. And so, I'm just hearing that even if you feel like you might be like making something radical happen, what's really cool about how you're showing up, if this is in fact you, Scorpio, is that this is the Knight that always shows up. And even if it took him 20 freaking years longer than he planned, or her, or them, whomever this person is, it can be anybody, this Knight shows up. And it's because sometimes they weren't moving too fast. Like, even if you feel like you're making dramatic changes here, realize that horse didn't just get up and like fly off in some crazy direction. Even if you felt like the Avenger there, and we're making a radical change. So, I think that's kind of cool. It's showing me some balance here, which is great. In some cases, this just might have to do with people or situations in your world too. So, if it's a person that's not you, this is somebody that takes their time, that might be methodical, how they show up. And in some cases, they might have strong earth element in their constitution. So it could be somebody that has, like, perhaps, although it doesn't have to be sun, moon, rising in one of your earth tribes, like Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, right? But in other cases too, since it's a night, it doesn't always have to deal with, like, people. It can just be like how a situation's happening. So in some cases, I'm just hearing that it's actually like a qualified new beginning for some people. It's like, it's actually a qualified place to take a good grounded first step in a new direction that is centered in the truth of your awareness and your situation. Because again, on the mind here, this is a very powerful card to be showing up. That's the Judgment card if you're referencing, a more traditional style deck like this. And that's a major, anytime those majors show up, it's telling you that, like an event that's, very life-changing could be occurring in your life. So, happy birthday, Let's see what the book says on that. This is the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle Deck book. 20. Truth, Scorpio. The qualities of this card illustrate spiritual awakening, clarity, the revelation of truth, and cosmic consciousness. At times, it takes a wake-up call to get your attention and show how far you need to go. This card comes forth to do just that. Evaluation of the past, along with the lessons that you've learned or still need to understand, must now be a top priority. Doing so will enable you to forgive, accept, and heal so that you can move forward in a balanced spiritual mindset. The Truth card reminds you that a significant change must be made in a certain area of your life. But don't make any hasty decisions. Take your time, for any choices or alterations must be weighed and evaluated with the most careful and wisest of judgments. Whatever steps you take now will have far-reaching consequences, more than you'll ever know. Using the powers of the universe and blending them with a little help from the physical world will assist you in bringing about clarity and a shift of awareness. What was once not obvious will now be realized and understood. Be honest with yourself and trust what you know to be true. Traditional tarot archetype Judgment. And that's what I was hearing before too, when some of the channel messages were coming up before I got into your cards. I was just seeing like a call for somebody to be reminded that their judgment is good, and that feeling that they get here when they're sensing how information is being digested in like a physical kind of way, that's actually a good read on, whether or not something feels right for you, is maybe a safe way for me to put that. And so I'm just being reminded of that again, and just to let you guys know that, that's your inner light. And that's what's given some of y'all, like, the courage to stand there. Because that's, like, precarious there. I mean, look at that. It's, like, kind of a bizarre art, right? This person's, like, standing on, like, one side of a scale, and that thing could swing, and I don't know. I mean, you gotta really know what you're doing, right? To find yourself like that. So I'm hearing that that's actually like a reflection of like how well you all are understanding some of the things that you've grown from. And so, I know the card was saying in the book not to rush it and everything. And so just, keep the advice too, and just realize that, even if major stuff's going on, you actually did show up, if this is you, upright, like the person that is capable of arriving on time and in a steady fashion and not like jumping into too many conclusions. And so, you know, it's showing me something positive about how you're tempering this really, in some cases, probably very dramatic energy that's got you all lit up. And I'm hearing in some cases too, if you're feeling anxious at all, especially about a new beginning that might be very exciting and lighting up your world, focus on your solar plexus. You know, that's a very good chakra to be working with right now, especially with the sun there. So it's a good reflection on you. Now, I am hearing for several people, this is really about a new job, and that, you know, this Avenger is just like, you know, you're getting into something now that you're seeing kind of like the big picture with it, and that it's something that, you know, you're deciding like how you want it all to go. And I'm hearing take your time with it. In the personal / romance sector, using the Doreen Virtues Romance Angels Oracle deck, we've got the Getting to Know Each Other card. And so in some cases, like I'm reading this, if it's got like an implication on your career life, that it's really about staying focused as you are taking those new steps, because, you know, it's going to be a graduated process and you have a lot of growth potential with this new direction that you've taken on to embark. And so take your steps. They're just saying don't feel rushed. Even if you want to take it all on and you're just feeling great, you know, you are starting as the knight, and so the knight has different ranks that they can get to. So they're just saying that this is just the beginning, and you're like stepping off into a new direction. That's a whole new world there. And so you should really know that if that's what this is about. In other cases, I'm hearing this really has to do with a relationship. And that, you know, this has to do with, you know, something awesome that you've called in. I'm hearing in some cases y'all have been to, you know, in some cases I'm hearing that some people have been, you know, chosen to be solitary for, in some cases, 2+ years, right, is what I'm hearing about this. And that it's been on their mind, and that they've been kind of like gathering in their minds, you know, just their own truth about their own life path. And that in some cases, as they have been, you know, taking on that new world, that they have found themselves in a situation where there might be a really good possible new suitor that's shown up. And I'm hearing, you know, it might be the slow knight that showed up at the right time. And that's really cool, because my phone just went off right when I said that. So I keep hearing something about divine timing here. And that, you know, they want you to know, I'm going to jump ahead here with the Archangel Michael advice card, that this is a situation that you created. You have the power to change it if you don't like it, whether it's romantic or otherwise. You know, it could be work-related too, but back on romance, they're just saying, you know, you really called that in. And so, like, now is a really good time to just take your time getting to know that situation or that person. And in some cases, they're saying that, you know, it's like really good potential. I like this knight a lot. You know, that's a knight that's willing to stand up for what's right. And, you know, they're very grounded, they're practical. And, you know, even if it's not somebody that's got all those like earthy qualities that might be, you know, Taurian, Virgo, Capricorn, it's somebody that's willing to take the time and make the investment, is what I'm hearing, and to be honest with you. And so in some cases, you know, that's really awesome. And I'm hearing that, you know, this part of the month might be just a really cool time to get to know that person, just on a deeper level. And this card says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And so I'm just being reminded again, look, you called it in. And so in some cases, I'm hearing that some people are going to be like, holy crap, it might just be too good to be true. And just questioning, is this real? Like, you know, somebody pinched me. And I'm hearing it really is. It's really there, and that it's something I heard that you can take to the bank. And in some cases, I'm being told that that has to do more with how it came together. And they were saying something about, you know, I don't know, like how somebody might have helped you pull that together. And you're going to know if that's the case for you or not. But they were just showing me that Avenger person and like that like being pulled together. And I'm hearing in some cases you had help, you know, also getting this together, and that, you know, you will have help too if it's something that you decide that you want to change. So, good to know there. I'm going to go ahead and open up the book on this Romance Angels card, and we're going to see what it says for you there, Scorpio. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. The Romance Angels are guarding you to create intimacy with your partner by revealing your true feelings, your dreams, your desires, and the other innermost aspects of yourselves. You discover commonalities and learn new ways of relating. If you're presently in a relationship, this card is a message of healing through honest dialogue. This is particularly true if you've stuffed down feelings instead of discussing them with your partner. Perhaps sitting together with a counselor will give you the strength and support to admit them. Regardless, this card clearly guides you toward holding deep and honest discussions for the benefit of your love life. Wow, and I'm hearing in some cases that really what this is too is just coming clean for a new start with an existing partner. I'm hearing that in some cases that this is really about having felt like you were worlds apart from the one that you really care about, and that in some cases I'm hearing that this was balancing of chemistry, and I'm hearing that somebody was dealing with bipolar disorder or something, and that this is actually them standing up to agree to take like a certain medical intervention and basically bridge those gaps and kind of getting to know their partner again in a new way that's safer, healthier, and I'm hearing more balanced and centered in truth. And so I'm hearing if that's you and you've overcome all that, you're awesome. And I just want you to know that, you know what? They're saying that you pulled that together and that that's something that you did and that you took the time to make that investment in yourself. And that, you know, high five to you, because that's not an easy thing to do. And, you know, nothing ever really worth doing is ever easy, right? You know, I think we've kind of been like misprogrammed about this stuff, you know, or maybe the emphasis and the value of it has been sort of put in a place that isn't so empowering for us to grow from. And so, you know, good for you for not having been through the easy stuff, because I'm hearing in some cases that's the only way you would have known what was valuable enough to keep. And so if that's you, and you're starting over fresh and new, and you got your hand on that freaking pentacle, they're saying you're in your truth. It's a good time to take some bold steps. Don't be afraid of falling. I'm hearing you have support here. And I'm also hearing that you're in like a really good way to kind of paint it how you want to. So, you know, get creative with that and just make sure that it feels good. Really do some balancing of your solar plexus chakra. That's your third chakra. Because they're saying right now it's just a good time to marinate in the light of your sun. Okay? Scorpio in the house. And this is the one that gets there. So I'm going to wrap it up on this tip and a prayer from Archangel Michael, that you've created the situation and you also have the power to change it, Scorpio. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for helping me lean on your strength and for reminding me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest and heal according to divine will, creating peace and blessings for everyone involved. Amen. Alright, Scorpio, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. If you did, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let me know if you'd like a personal private reading or a prayer. I would like to do either for you, and I hope it's just an awesome year for you. Happy solar return. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clear things up here, light a little bit more sage, and then we're going to go ahead and jump into Cancer. What's going on, Cancer? Happy November to you. Gonna flip your cards. Alright, Cancer. Let's go ahead and just jump into your archetype here. Month of November, these first couple weeks, showing up really strong. Got that healer energy, Cancer. Good stuff. It says right here, light attributes, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Ability to help transform pain into healing. Shadow attributes, taking advantage of those who need help. Failing to care for oneself. And, what? I'm trying to think of who got that. You might also be dealing with a Sagittarius, if you don't have Sag in your chart, because they had actually gotten this last month, this same energy archetype. But that's a really awesome energy to be in right now, Cancer. And I'm hearing for a lot of y'all, it actually has to do with love. I'm going to jump around a little bit here because showing up in the personal / romance sector, we've got express your love showing up. And I'm also seeing, one of my really happy cards here. This is a happy home here, Cancer. 4 of Wands in the physical material realm. And so in some cases I'm hearing that, it has to do with everything that you've been sort of dealing with for 3 years. For some of y'all, I'm hearing this is about a 3 to 4 year cycle is what your guides are saying. Because on the mental realm, sacrifice is what's showing up here, which is a major arcana. If we were looking in this deck here, our Rider-Waite-Smith style, more traditional deck, that's actually your Hanged Man. And so I'm hearing in some cases they're just saying that it was like, a period of time that in some cases you had to go through to heal yourself, and that this part of the month is really about refocusing how that energy gets expressed, because in some cases that's really what your challenge for the month is. I know this is showing up as the personal / romance sector, but that express your love is what I'm being told that a lot of the challenge energy is about, that those two cards are focused on each other, that expression is kind of what you see this individual doing here. That energy that's coming out of their hands is like the expression of that, and I'm hearing that that's that same energy that's kind of that rainbow that's shooting off of this person here. It's really about expressing what they learned during that period of sacrifice. So you're going to know if that applies to you in that way. I'm going to go ahead and just open up the Carolyn Mace Archetype Cards book, and we're going to get a little bit more information on that healer card there for you, Cancer. I really love it every time I see this card come up in a reading, actually, because to be healer, a lot of times, it just really requires that you've gone through it. And even before I go into that, these almost kind of look like the same person, irregardless of gender. The dark-haired person that's wearing the white, that's kind of doing the healing, it's like they were hung up here for a while they were receiving their healing, and now they're able to, benefit others with that. So I don't know, it's just like a really magical kind of energy here. But yeah, let's see what the book says about it here for you, Cancer. Healer, wounded healer, caregiver, nurse, Therapist. 2 bullet points and a tip. First bullet point says, manifest as a passion to serve others by repairing body, mind, and spirit. The second one says, inherent strength and ability to assist people in transforming their pain in a healing process, and to channel the energy needed to generate physical and emotional changes. The tip says to look beyond the obvious definition of what you do professionally to a continual pattern of trying to heal others. And it makes sense. Actually, the messages before, when I was preparing the space to do all of the water tribes, I was seeing, they just kept showing me guide, like they were showing me my water tribes people as like the guide of others. And so I feel like in a lot of cases, some of you don't even realize perhaps how healing your presence just is for others to be around, that even if you're not kind of doing like, you know, energetic healing, like I don't know what that person's doing, maybe like cranial sacral, Reiki, something, you know, for this other person here, you don't have to necessarily be doing that, but they're just saying it's kind of like those like rainbow, like Lucky Charms vibes that are just shooting off of you that are helping others feel really good. And so I'm hearing in some cases that it's literally magnetized to you a beautiful partner, though, because I keep seeing, you know, this person that was like alone for a while, you know, maybe 3 to 4 years, maybe 12 for some of y'all, I don't know. But that person, you know, there's 2 people here now, and this actually looks like the same couple in both pictures. So, you know, it can be whatever genders, you know, would make sense. And it doesn't have to be romance, but shoot, if it is, I think that's looking pretty good. Sometimes I've seen this be like engagements, you know, nuptials, different things. And I'm hearing in some cases, I mean, y'all really called in a healing partner. And that's because you and your loved ones are safe. That's Archangel Michael just giving you a nod on that. Like, you know, this big colorful angel showed up. You know? So, you know, a little bit about this card here too. Because that's your physical material realm there, Cancer. 4 Wands. In some cases, this might have to do with your home. You know, sometimes I see that 4 of Wands. Even though it's a Wands card, sometimes I just see it like having to do something with like the home or the establishment of home, because it's like the passionate foundations, right? If you want to put it that way. Could also have something to do with people that you're dealing with, in which case it might be people that have strong fire element. So if it's not you, it could be somebody that might have, you know, Aries, Sag, Leo in their constitution that you're dealing with. I'm hearing in some cases, you know, it really has to do with calling in very powerful healing relationships. And I sometimes see this, like I'm seeing 1111 here. And I'm hearing in some cases, this is like about a twin flame or a soulmate coming into the world, your world, you know, in a closer way. And that it's really about expressing your love after perhaps a long period of maybe not having made any hasty moves or decisions, because that sacrifice energy sometimes is like a pause. Like sometimes I see it, I mean, it can be a long time for some people, but sometimes it's really not that long either. You know, I know it's a major arcana, you know, and it could be 12 years, sure, that's a long time, right? But in other cases, this could just be like hitting the pause button to, you know, take a minute to become enlightened in whatever it is that might have required difficult decisions to be made and certain things to be cut or cut off. Because I'm hearing that a lot of you were being untethered from something, and so it was making a decision to move on from something that didn't work that opened up the floodgates for something that could work to come in. In some cases, that's what that 11 is about. And so it's the healing vibes and energy that called in a more appropriate match. And in some cases, it could be about work. It could be about, whatever kind of partnership makes sense in your world. It doesn't have to be romantic, but in some cases, I think it very well is going to be. Because that's looking pretty romantic there, Cancer. It says express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And I'm hearing in some cases, people are afraid. They don't want to be left hung out to dry. And if you were looking for a confirmation about whether or not it was safe to express, Archangel Michael seems to be giving a pretty good nod here with that showing up next to express your love. So I'm hearing, Cancer, if that's the case, you might have a good reason to do it. So let's just see what the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book says on that sacrifice card. Again, that's major arcana, so in some cases it could be about some major stuff coming into focus in your life. This could be major events happening. The book says here, powerful achievements are usually born as a result of great sacrifice. This card represents self-sacrifice in a time when you should look around your life to see what needs to be released. By surrendering and letting go, there will be more room to receive. The rewards for this are transformation, wisdom, gratitude, and enlightenment. This card signifies that there's a situation happening or about to occur in your life, and you can't control the outcome. This would be a good moment to pause, rest, have patience, reflect, and meditate. It would be wise to stand back so you can learn to look at events with a more understanding, intuitive eye. Try to view people, issues, or problems from a different perspective. If you can achieve this, it will have a profound effect on your soul and your life. The sacrifice card can also symbolize a period of transition and change. The solutions you seek may be slow in coming, for it could be necessary to live into the answers. Accept the things you can't control. Heal and leave the past behind. Move towards your future and watch for new doors opening and paths that are being shown to you. Traditional tarot archetype, the Hanged Man. And I'm hearing in some cases that's exactly what you're doing. And that this is just like the kind of energy that you were waiting for to feel like you were invigorated enough after what you did let go. And that's more what the sacrifice is about. It's like whatever made room in your life for you to receive that energy, and that in some cases this is just you being really freaking abundant, Cancer, and some of that energy just like coming off of you in a radiant way where it's like, even if you're not, just outwardly saying these things, it's like rainbows are kind of shooting off of you, and it's making things come together in a good way. So if that's the case, I mean, congratulations. That's some good stuff right there. I'm going to go ahead and bust open the book on the Romance Angels, and we're going to see what that Express Your Love says in here. Right, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. This card urges you to take the initiative in your love life. That may mean contacting someone to whom you're attracted and asking that person out on a date. It could also mean sending flowers, texts, or gifts to your beloved. As you express romance, these feelings pour through you. You actually become the biggest beneficiary of your romantic displays as you enjoy how they make you feel to an even greater degree. The more you give love, the more you experience it. Of course, do make sure that you're also open to receiving the love that comes to you from God, the angels, and other people. And, they're just saying it's safe. And I'm here for some of y'all too, especially if it's a new relationship. They're saying it did come from God. And that's what all that, balancing chakra energy coming from the heavens is going into the person that previously was sacrificing. They're saying that that energy works both ways. So if this is about your actual relationship with your partner, or perhaps finding a new one or a potential, it's looking really good here. And I'm hearing in some cases this is about just feeling like, you know, you can heal after having had a separation with somebody. And I'm hearing in some cases you know that it was a good sacrifice, and that maybe, you know, you haven't called that person in yet. But I'm hearing for some of y'all, you know, it's like on your mind, you know, if this was a recent breakup here, and this is just you kind of like just coming out of that place where maybe you felt like you just couldn't freaking breathe, you know, like that person might have been going under for a while without water, you know, she's coming out now. And so he, she, they, whoever it is, and I'm hearing that, you know, this here, expressing your love, is really what's going to help you kind of get it together in a way where the next time it's feeling balanced and passionate. Because I'm hearing in some cases that's what was missing, and that this is really just a time for you to, you know, seek out some healing if you need it. I was actually told to kind of wear that same color here today on my right wrist. It's like a seafoam green color, and I'm hearing for some of y'all, you know, there might be a Taurian influence. I'm getting a Taurian influence with this too. It has something to do with throat chakra, and it might be you, it might be them that's having a hard time conversing, but I'm kind of picking up on the same colors everywhere. So it might be like that person, whoever that person is to you, is having some throat chakra issues. And so, you know, they're just saying too, you know, especially if that's your partner, you know, maybe just send her some love. Send her healing, or him, or them. You know, you can do that just with your mind even. These things follow your intention. Like, this person has a very pure heart. And if this is you, it's like, just by thinking about that person that you want to call in or that you want to send healing to, those rainbows are kind of being dispatched. And it's like, that angel is carrying all of that chakra energy. See all those colors that they've got? And it's like, they're helping do that work for you. So, you know, sometimes that's how you need to express your love. And sometimes that's going to help, you know, the one that you care for, especially if they're in a healing. You know, they might be going through some healing right now and not feeling as grounded as you are. You know, one partner might be feeling more grounded than the other one. See, and one of them needs more healing. And so sometimes the grounded one can send that energy, right? And so there's that same energy shooting off. And I just got another beep there, so I feel like this might be really relevant for some of y'all. And just know that you can do that. It's safe to do it. Archangel Michael's saying it's actually a really good idea. So you go ahead and do it if that's for you. And I'm going to go ahead and seal you all up on that prayer. I'm going to wrap it up here with the advice from Archangel Michael that you and your loved ones are safe. All right, Cancerians? Dear God and Archangel Michael, thank you for watching over me and my loved ones. And you can name specific names here. Please help me to feel secure and at peace, and fill me with faith so that I may focus on my priorities and enjoy a healthful, happy life. Amen. Alright, Cancer, that's what I got for you. I hope you liked it. I hope it made sense. If you did, thumbs up. Share it with a friend. Like, subscribe. Let me know if I can do a personal private reading for you or a prayer. artoflove.me. If I don't hear from you, take it easy. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Gonna clear it up here, light some sage, and I'm gonna wrap it up on Pisces. Actually, I'm gonna hit pause so that I don't wiggle some things. I'm just gonna check this message and move my energy a minute, and then we'll wrap it up. What's up, Pisces? Happy November to you. Just back. With some sage here. Gonna flip your cards, see what November's all about. I'm being told some of y'all just need to know right now you are guarded and protected. I'm hearing in some cases you've got like an earth angel that's willing to go to bat for you, and you need to know it. I'm hearing in some cases about a separation of some kind, and in some cases it's like somebody that's interceding on your behalf to help you. You got the damsel card showing up as your overall archetypal energy for the first half of the month here, Pisces. Using the Carolyn Mace archetype cards. Right off the card it says here, light attributes. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes. Waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by romantic illusion. I'm hearing in some cases, it might be games of love, but in other cases, it's literally leaving a situation that wasn't working emotionally and needing some help. And in some cases, just like getting some really swift action and just needing to know that you are guarded and protected. So I know I jumped around a little bit here, but just wanted to make sure I made that one very clear, because I was told that somebody needed to hear that, and that it's going to be okay, and that you don't have to be a damsel in distress because you do have some help. And in some cases, that's a very real person in your world, not just an angel, and somebody in the physical material realm is what I'm hearing. They're saying a King of Swords. I'm hearing for some of y'all you're dealing with an Aquarius. Or it could be a Libra or a Gemini, but I heard Aquarius, and that it's somebody that's helping you heal your heart. So let's just go ahead and pray for you here, Pisces, okay? Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and all of our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. Amen. Alright, so just going to make sure you know you have that. If you need a personal prayer, would like one, feel free to hit me up on my website at artoflove.me. I'll be happy to do that for you. And let's just go ahead and jump into the archetype deck book and see an expanded view on that damsel card here, Pisces, because this is kind of like a challenge for you. These archetypes, the way I read them, the way they usually present themselves could be like just how things feel around us. That could very well be how somebody else is acting towards you. Maybe somebody really needs to know that they're guarded and protected and is feeling like, a damsel in distress. And maybe, whether it's, whatever gender, she, he, they, might just be feeling like they need a rescue from something emotionally. In other cases, that could be how you're feeling in some situations. So if that's the case, we want you to feel empowered, knowing that you are guarded and protected, and that you're also able to see it for what it really is, so that you're not disempowering yourself anymore by just being caught up in it. So here's what the book says about it. Damsel, princess. 4 bullet points and a tip, Pisces. First bullet point says, always beautiful, vulnerable, and in need of rescue, specifically by a knight. The second one says, must become empowered and learn to take care of herself. Yeah, they're speaking here gender terms, but again, it could be applicable to any gender. The third one says, princess is associated with romance, not distress. And the last one says, shadow damsel accepts that women are weak and need protection. The last one says, examine your young girl fantasies and expectations for a mate. Were you awaiting the arrival of your knight in shining armor, hoping to be rescued, and disappointed that your expectations weren't met? I'm hearing in some cases that's the case, and that's actually what's going on here. Is it's like some people finally seeing their own reflection accurately and realizing that they were sold some bullshit about what relationships were supposed to be like, and that's why they were unfulfilling, and that this is actually the month that you just say, you know what, I didn't like those freaking cups anyway. All that stuff that they had me filling myself with emotionally, with these narratives of what it was supposed to be like just didn't work, and that this is actually you not being a damsel, if this is you, and taking very grounded steps that are going to be more fulfilling. And I'm hearing it's going to be just much more fulfilling waters, and I'm hearing in some cases you're going right into the arms of an angel. Mental realm, using the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. We've got the 6 Material and Spiritual Prosperity card, aka 6 of Pentacles. So I'm hearing in some cases this is a person, the Earth Angel, that might be helping in the situation. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm hearing that there's a lot of balance in this, and that in some cases, you know, this separation is not just separating from the old way. In some cases, it's leaving a relationship, you know. In some cases, it's just that old relationship with yourself. And in some cases, I'm hearing that the reason why this person was feeling damsel and feeling emotionally, you know, not happy is because there has been a separation, and that this is the time right now where that person is really just feeling emotionally prepared to make the journey, is the thing. And so in some cases, you know, that doesn't just happen very quickly for everybody. And so I'm just hearing that if you need to know it, you know, I'm just going to keep harping on it. You're guarded and protected. And I'm hearing in some cases too, even though I know the deck was, you know, the book was saying something about don't hold on waiting for your knight in shining armor. I'm hearing in some cases, you know, you actually do have one. And he actually did show up. And he actually is the one that you're going to, or she, you know. And that, you know, that is your Earth Angel right there. So, you know, it can play out different ways depending on which Pisces you are. And, you know, it doesn't have to be you. This could be somebody else in your world like this. And you might be dealing with, you know, other Cups people, you know. Could very well be you, though. Cups showing up physical material realm. Very well could be a Pisces, Cancerian, Scorpio person, if not yourself. And in other cases, too, you know, we've got basically Pentacles showing up because these red cards in the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck are actually your Pentacles cards. So if we were referencing Rider-Waite-Smith, or like a more traditional tarot style deck, this would be your 6 of Pentacles card, which is sort of like a given even exchange, sort of give and take sort of card. Here it says material and spiritual prosperity. And a lot of times I just see that. I hear Earth Angel a lot with this. So, you know, it's possible that you have somebody that's on your mind that just, even if they don't have, you know, any strong, you know, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo in their charts, they might just feel like this to you. You know, somebody that's got like the world there in front of them, a very beautiful, serene, stable world. And this is somebody that is very balanced in, you know, how they guide their steps and their process forward. And I'm hearing this is somebody that's really taken the time to kind of create that space. And so, you know, you might have somebody like that on your mind. That might actually be how you're acting too, or how you're envisioning your future, is like taking these practical steps. So in some cases, I'm hearing this is just you needing to know that those things, those emotional things that you're leaving behind, are being done in a very guided, practical way, and that you aren't a damsel. And make sure that you're not like disempowering yourself thinking that, because I'm being told that in some cases this is just you coming in contact with what you were told before and realizing that that's not you, and that you, even if you have somebody that's showing up for you, that you don't necessarily need it. That it's like you've arrived at these conclusions on your own. You made the decision to leave those cups, you know, because if that's you, you're showing up alone here, just like that separation card said. So you took the steps alone, you know, so you're not like a damsel in distress, and you need to know that there, Pisces. You know, you're in more control here sometimes than you realize. And let's see what the book says on this here. John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck book. That is your 6 Material and Spiritual Prosperity card. The number 6 physical card represents a peaceful, tranquil time when problems seem to actually disappear. A sudden bonus, pay raise, or even a promotion could be in the offering. It could be expected or arrive out of the blue. This card may also signify a group that has worked and strived toward the success of a common goal. A time of prosperity, balance, and harmony in your physical and spiritual existence is showing you that the practice of giving and receiving will bring you true riches. Look into your life and see where you can spread spiritual and physical wealth. Is there a person or a favorite charity that would welcome an act of kindness right now? Practice generosity, gratitude, and compassion so that you continue to prosper in all areas of your life. I'm hearing in some cases, like if you're healing from a breakup or maybe just not being able to be as close to the one that you do love as you want to be, that, you know, that charitable approach or like really seeding into something where you are benefiting others is going to help you make that emotional journey and that departure. I'm hearing in some cases that's what it is. I'm hearing in some cases you're the one that's coming to the aid of somebody else. And so, let's get a little more information here from the Dream Virtues, Romance, Angels, Oracle card book on that separation. Alright, Pisces, here's what it says. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. The romance angels are helping you during this period of separation from your partner. This card comes to you as an indication of angelic support as you spend time away from each other. While you're apart, the angels can help you fill your hours with healthy activities, which will help your present or future relationships. This card may indicate a temporary period of aloneness, such as while your partner is traveling away for business, or a time in your life when you're single and preparing for your next relationship. It can also mean marital separation or divorce. Call upon the angels for support and guidance during these transitions. They can help you discover deep healing to be mind as you spend time alone, which prepares you for the next part of your relationship journey. One way or the other, however this is hitting you, the separation, you know, whether it was intended and you wanted it, or it's just something that you're not really keen on and it's just going on, just keep in mind, you are guarded and protected. In some cases, that might be somebody that is in your life, if that's not you yourself protecting others. And that the most important thing is just knowing that whatever steps you've chosen to take, especially if that's you right there, you showed up right. The stuff that you left behind you there, you know, it's stuff that you took practical steps away from, because where I see you walking, if this is you in both places, is to a much better place. See, it's really dark here. There's a bright sun in front of this person here, and it's like they kind of walked into their wings, right? And it looks like they're on like a veranda of something really nice. It's like the whole scenery changed. So, you know, maybe you just need to know that what it is that you're going towards is better. And I think in some cases that's going to give you a much kinder view of the person that you're looking at in the mirror, Pisces. And in some cases, that's all you need to do, is just see yourself more kindly. I'm catching a lot of yellow on this as well, too. I was hearing a lot of stuff about solar plexus, even just a couple of weeks ago, with all the tribes. And solar plexus has been coming up a lot for some of you water tribes. So you might just want to focus on that. You know, that's your inner light. That's your inner glow. See that that's what's lighting up your world. That's what's bringing practical balance forward. And just know that you are guarded and protected. I'm going to seal it up on that practical advice and a prayer here from Archangel Michael for you, Pisces. Guarded and protected you are. Dear Archangel Michael, thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and that all of our needs are met. I now accept your help gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. And you got a double prayer, because I just realized we did actually start on that. So maybe you needed to hear it twice, Pisces. I hope so. I hope the reading made sense. If it did, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Let me know if I can do a personal prayer for you, or if you would like a personal private reading, hit me up at artoflove.me. If I don't hear from you, I'll catch you again in a couple weeks when I'm back for the mid-monthly readings. Take care. God bless.